it's that month of the year again. For the Chinese, it's the 7th month of the lunar calendar. So what does the 7th month means in general? Is it the gates of hell is actually opening up? Or you hear a lot of people saying, do not do this, do not do that, do this instead. Is it all a myth or misconceptions? Hi guys, is everyone feeling alright today? I'm Sherry and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about the do's and don'ts, the myth, the misconceptions, and yeah, about pretty much what my understanding is for the 7th month of the year in the lunar calendar, which is the Hungry Ghost month. Like I said, it's probably the spooky season for the Chinese, right? Or so I thought. So my grandmother has always been a Buddhist, and my mom's side, most of them are actually Buddhists as well. So I grew up believing that the Hungry Ghost Festival is not something for us humans to celebrate. It's actually a very unlucky period for us. But I saw a TikTok video the other day posted by a Taoist priest. I'm just gonna show his account right here. You can go check him out. And according to his video, it's actually all a big misconception of what Hungry Ghost Month really is. According to Taoist belief, the Hungry Ghost Month is actually originated to celebrate the birthday of the earth officials and important Taoist deity to pardon sins. Again, quote unquote what he said, the misconception started from a salvation ritual conducted by a Taoist priest on the 15th day. Yes, only on the 15th day, where there is a segment of the priest breaking the hell gates open and inviting the spirits to receive salvation as well. It's not just for human, it's also for the spirits. That's actually when the misconception slowly emerged among the public. Everyone started to misunderstood what it really is, which pretty much still means that the gates of hell do open. Some of you might think or might say that that's a Taoist priest. My family is Buddhist, so it's not a Buddhist monk. And this is somewhat probably very different, right? Actually, guess what? In another of his video, he actually talked to a Buddhist monk about this as well, because a lot of people have been telling him that you're probably wrong and stuff like that. The beliefs are not wrong. The beliefs are probably different. And the Buddhist monk said they actually do not believe that the gates of hell actually open as well. So for Buddhists, this festival is actually the Ulam Bana festival, which I don't want to take the whole context of his video and put it in my video entirely. So you can just go watch his video. I've put the social media account here. You can just go watch his video. He explained everything very clearly. So technically, according to his video, it is very similar to Taoism as well, because they at the same time do make offerings for the spirits, for the ancestors, and to cultivate merits for ourselves and for them. But then again, you can't be too careful when the 15th day of the month comes, right? And that's on our calendar is actually the 30th August. So that's in few days. So please do be cautious, because you might never know if there are spirits that roam around while the gates of hell is still open. You can't be too careful about this kind of stuff. And if you do believe, take these tips that I'm gonna share, the don'ts during this period of time. Firstly, which is very common, and you probably hear it a lot or you watch it a lot on TikTok, because I've been scrolling through TikTok and I've seen so many videos talking about the don'ts, like what you shouldn't do during this time of the month. And the first thing that I always say is, do not take or disturb the offerings you see laying on the ground in public. For example, on the roadside, on the streets, even in temple. Do not take, do not consume, do not disturb, do not step across it. But if you do come across a time where you actually step on it or step across the offerings, do apologize immediately, or they might get offended and angry at your actions. So I saw a video a few years ago, I don't know how many years back. Yeah, there is a video of like daredevils or rebels who went to an offering and they actually picked up the food offering and they took a bite, and the food was tasteless. And guess what the food is? It's the orange, which usually tastes sour, but when they ate it, it's tasteless. I don't want to say that it's real or not, or is it fake. I don't know, because I don't want to try. But yeah, I don't know what happened to them after that, because there's no video after that. I don't know if, oh well, yeah, so that's something you should never do. Secondly, do not simply pee or relieve yourself in public. Just go find a toilet and do your number 1, number 2 there, because you might accidentally pee on them because you can't see them, right? So you don't know where are they at that moment, and you simply just relieve yourself in public, you might pee on them. But if there's a case where you need to urgently relieve yourself, especially if you're male, do actually ask for permission. Just say, oh, excuse me, I gotta pee. You know, the skill number 3 is to not answer to just anyone calling out your name, especially at night. Yes, especially at night. So imagine if someone is like suddenly like, hey, Sherry, like that in public when I'm out at night. You are not allowed to turn back immediately when you heard someone calling your name, or you're not even like, it's better not to just say yes, then you look around and you're like, oh, there's no one there, but there's someone there. It's not someone, it's something. And why they do this is actually they're calling out to you to lure you to their side of the realm and ask you to join them. Yes, so if you answer them, you actually acknowledge them and you know that their presence are there. And if you're with someone, right? I mean, when you're walking on the street and you're with someone and you heard someone calling your name as well, don't immediately turn to your friend or your family or anyone beside you and tell them, do you just hear someone call my name out? Don't even ask or talk about it to another person when it just happened, because it still means that you acknowledge their presence, you heard them calling out to you. So this is another very common one. I don't know which number it is already, I kind of lost count because I talk so much. If you smell anything without the surrounding that emits the scent, bad or good odor, it doesn't matter, do not react to it and do not speak of it, because that's probably the spirits walking past you. So at the moment you speak of it, they know that you notice them and they'll be like, oh, someone noticed me. It's a bad sign. Don't think of it as a good sign if they're like, oh, someone noticed me. It's not a good sign. Doesn't matter whether it's a good scent or a bad one, a smelly one even, it just don't respond to it. Another one is the pretty common one, even not on the 7th month. My family told me not to do it as well, which is to not whistle at night, because it's like you're calling out to them. But one good thing is I can't whistle, so I have no ways to whistle at night because I can't whistle. See, I can't do it. It's a common taboo, but I don't think anyone will actually purposely do it or unintentionally, because okay, let me just tell you, if you do it, you look like an idiot, to be honest. So this is a game actually to look in between your leg. You might see something that is inhuman standing behind you. Yes. So why would someone do that? Why would you look in between your legs for what? Like what are you trying to challenge the spirits? And when you do that, when you look down and if they know you can see them, again, you become very vulnerable and spiritually opening up to them, so they could easily follow you back home, or even worse, possess you. So don't try to do any games during this month. It's better not to, because You're putting yourself at risk. Why would you do that though? The next one is do not pick up any money you see on the streets, because it's probably the money that belongs to the dead. Yes, Chinese have this such thing called paper money, which is a bird for the dead. So sometimes if you see like money laying around on the floor, it's better not to take it during this period of time, because it's probably not our money, it's the dead's money. Likewise, do not pick up anything that does not belong to you. Honestly, if you think you dropped something, look at it. If it's not yours, walk away. Walk away. Please. Because you might pick up something that is haunted, that might not belong to you, but it belongs to the dead, to the spirits. So they might attach themselves to the items, and if you bring it to your home, you're inviting them to your home. Pretty similar, if you guys have watched a lot of horror movies, it's pretty similar to the movies like Annabelle, Robert the Doll, where all these items are actually haunted. So please don't pick up things, anything in general, on the streets that doesn't belong to you. Do not talk about ghosts or storytelling among your friends, with your friends, as during this month, the more you talk about them, the more you acknowledge them, the more you attract them. But the irony is, I'm making this video during this period of the time to post here for all of you. So subscribe to me for my bravery of doing this, even though I'm actually more spiritually vulnerable, but I'm doing it for you guys, so please do subscribe to me. Know that I'm filming this video before the 15th day and only posting it a few days before the 15th day of the Hungry Ghost month. So I think I'm pretty okay. I think. I hope. I want to pray after this. So another thing is, in public, do not take pictures of the offerings, and avoid taking pictures, especially at night. So even if you're in your home or even if you're outside, do not take pictures at night, because you might catch something that is not meant to be in your picture. So if you want to take selfie at night, even if you think you're at home and you're safe, please just don't do that. I've heard cases where they took selfie with their phone at night in their home, in their room, and they saw another face. So don't do that. It's another taboo that I heard a lot, which is you see a lot of flags on the roadside, right? By the roadside, like a lot of flags, like yellow, red, green, all these flags, right? Do not disturb the flags. Do not even pluck out the flags off the ground and all that. Do not do any of that, because I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard it a lot, which is it's a guide for the spirits to walk. So the flags there are the guides. So if you take up one or you disturb one, the spirits might be lost and they might end up following you home. Okay, this is the next one also. Avoid going out at night. A lot actually related to nighttime, because that's when the spirits are more active, which is around 11 to 1 a.m. I don't know how they managed to get the time, but yeah, that's the time. So avoid going out at night, because you might encounter or you might see something that you're not supposed to see. Especially to those who is a psychic medium, or your sixth sense and your intuition is very strong, do not go out at night, because your third eye might open. Okay, in Chinese we do believe in something called the third eye. So your third eye might open and you might see something on the streets. But then I still don't really believe that you can see things very easily, because I think spirits only want to show you themselves if they want to. I don't think they'll just simply like randomly show up to you like, hey, I'm here. Unless your intuition, like I said, unless your intuition is strong, your sixth sense is rather strong, you're very unlikely to see them. But don't take my word for it again, because I don't want you to try. Maybe because I don't want anything to happen. I don't want you to see those things. Don't take my word for it for this. Ignore what I say, it's just probably my opinion. So at the same time, do not leave your doors, windows open at night, because after sunset, maybe around 7-8 p.m, that's when the spirits start to roam around. So if they see any doors open, the windows open, it's probably inviting them to come in. You're like, hey, come in, my doors are open. Please just close the windows and the doors. It's also the one in public. Do not go swimming or anywhere near water bodies. Do not go anywhere near that, because water bodies are known for vengeful spirits to be in there and to reside there, because they're waiting for the next victim to drown them and pretty much to replace them. So anywhere like waterfall, beaches, rivers, avoid going those places. So yeah, so relating to the waterfalls, right, waterfalls are usually in jungle and forest, so do not go jungle trekking, hiking, do your healing time with nature. Don't do it during this time of the month, because trees have spirits with them. And even if you're not in the forest or jungle, do not stand under the tree for too long, because like I said, trees have spirits with them, and if you're there for too long, you might be disturbed, you might be affected by those spirits. If you go hiking, jungle trekking, anywhere near the forest and jungle during this time of the month, you are most probably gonna lose a life. Yes, you're either, if you're unlucky, you're gonna lose your life, and if you're lucky, you might be lost in their realm for I don't know how many days or weeks, but if you're lucky enough, you might come back to our world. So this is the last don'ts, which is something related to color. So red color is known for Chinese lucky color. Yes, red is a lucky color for Chinese, but during this time of the month, do not wear red out, because red is actually also known to be a vengeance color. Yes, so people who if they wear red while doing that, they will most probably come back for revenge. So this color is also a vengeance color for Chinese. So in general, do not wear red in this period of time, which is what I'm wearing right now. Yeah, I'm preventing myself to wear red as well, even though it's all taboos. I try to follow as much as I can as well, because I'm scared as well, man. I'm spiritually vulnerable, so yeah. Now that I'm done with my do nots, please leave comments down below on what I may miss out on the don'ts during this period of time, and yeah, to just share to everyone to be more cautious during this 1 month. Now this is what you should do instead during this Hungry Ghost month or festival. The first one, which is you should always take in more sunlight. Go out during the daytime, not nighttime. You are not allowed to go out during nighttime. Not allowed, you better not to go out during nighttime. So just go out during daytime, take in more sunlight, because sunlight is known for yang energy, which is the positive energy, which technically you do it to in your home as well. Open the windows and your doors at night to receive more yang energy. The sunlight, bring the sunlight in more, bring more positive energy, because spirits are more attracted to negative energy. So the more you take in all the positive energy, the more you won't be followed by these spirits. It's more unlikely for them to follow you because you have more yang energy. So you're in, I guess in Chinese, you're like brighter outside, like your surrounding is more bright, so it's not easy for them to affect. Just in case if during nighttime your house is pretty big and not as much humans to occupy all the spaces in the house, please do switch on the lights for wherever there's a like dark rooms or the rooms that are not often used by your family or you. Do switch on the light at night before any one of you go to sleep, because any dark places has more yin energy than yang energy. Even though your house is probably well lit during the day, during the night it's also affecting it. So please do switch on the lights, and if your house is too big. The last one is do always think positive, as positive is also yang energy and negative thoughts are yin energy. So the more positive energy, the brighter you become. Yeah, I think in general that makes sense too, because if you're always sad and dull, your face, people will feel like sense something like an emotion from you, which is like a very negative energy you're spreading, you know, if you're sad and you're depressed and all that. But if you have more positive thoughts, people will see you as more cheerful. People will receive like, oh, this person has such positive energy around you. I think that really applies in general as well. So it doesn't matter, spirits or humans, the more positive thoughts that you have, the more yang energy you have, and the more negative thoughts, yin energy. So it's just pretty much what your energy is what you attract. This actually, now that I think of it, right, this is actually not in my script, and I just thought of it, which is, if you see all this ghost hunting and stuff, like paranormal things, like paranormal videos, you will see a lot of them going to places with negative energy. What I mean by negative and yin energy is that asylum where you see people with mental illnesses, you know, those like, and even in prison, like prison is also one of the yin energy, and hotels as well. Hotels, hospital, prisons, these are the yin energy places, which is probably the highest yin energy. That is why a lot of the haunted places in the world are mostly from these places as well. So I think that pretty much makes a lot of sense, because yeah, yin energy is negative energy and it attracts spirits. That's it. So be more positive. That's all I can say. So even if you're not Chinese, right, please do be respectful to their beliefs during this period of time. Those spiritually vulnerable people like me should try and follow the rules, avoid disobeying the rules, because you are the most likely to be affected by the spirits during this time of the month, which is why and as for the Chinese, I do understand that we do burn offerings and stuff, but do burn in consideration, as it might affect your surrounding with the smokes and the ashes, with the consideration of you are living with others as well. So the smoke, the ashes might affect other houses, other people around you, your surroundings. So please do burn in consideration. Though I'm not sure of the misconceptions, the taboos, the myth, but this is what I grew up with. I mean, from my mom's side, I grew up with all these beliefs, and yeah, now that I've seen so many TikTok videos as well, a lot of them been saying the same thing, and the Taoist priests as well. Yeah, so I've learned a lot about this period of time, and during this month, though my grandma was still constantly remind me about not going out at night, all this stuff. Be careful out there during this month, and always be positive, and do try and follow the rules, the taboos. And I hope this video will give you some understanding of what Hungry Ghost Month is, what Hungry Ghost Festival is. Good, bye bye. I wish my viewers to always be happy, always think positive, as there's the young energy. Subscribe and stay tuned for my next video.